Hola, hola! My name is Ramon, cosmetic chemist, esthetician, lover of all things skincare, beauty. Here we are continuing on my best of 2023 skincare. We've done cleansers, we've done toners and essences and mists. Today we're on to serums, and this is one of the longer videos because we're breaking down my favorite serums by category. We're talking barrier serums, antioxidant serums, brightening serums, exfoliants, etc. As always, I'll have the timestamps for everything down below so you can fast forward to whatever part of the video you want to watch. And as always, check the playlist for the other categories in the best of series. I'll have that down below as well. Let's get into it. Starting off strong with barrier serums. First one on the list is a recent launch from The Ordinary. I feel like I don't talk about them very much on the channel, but this was actually a very, very hot launch this year. Do know I did do an ad for this. This is their Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. This was a hot launch. Everyone was talking about it, and that's because it's a really, really good launch. The big thing behind this is that it features vitamin B12, which I forgot the name of the actual ingredient itself. I'll have it somewhere on screen, but that gives it a very signature pinky color. Aside from that, it features something called Centella Asiatica Phytotechnologies. The brand was very specific about that wording, trust me on that one. Aside from that, it has ceramides, it has niacinamide, it has ginger root extract, rapeseed sterols, bisabolol, as well as ECGC. So a really good mix of soothing ingredients, things to help support skin barrier repair and function. Really, really nice serum, very affordable. What I like is that it feels hydrating, but there's like a certain emollient. It feels really nice on the skin, so it feels like it really is kind of giving you light moisturization, helping support barrier repair. From SkinFix, this is the triple lipid collagen activating serum. This really treads that line between it's technically a serum, but it functions more like a lightweight gel cream moisturizer. This really is just to boost barrier repair, boost barrier support, boost skin moisturization. Has a really nice plush feel on the skin. This features something that they call their BioBarrier 3 complex, as well as polyglutamic acid, niacinamide, ceramides, cholesterol fatty acids. So really supporting skin hydration, skin moisturization. Very simple, but it feels really, really elegant and luxe. And to me, that's something very specific to SkinFix. I feel like they have the aesthetics of their products first and foremost, on top of the function, obviously. And I think that warrants some of the higher price points. When you get onto the formulation side of things, a lot of thought and effort has to go into making sure that a product feels nice, feels plush, spreads well. It's a lot of things like this whole world called rheology that affects all those things. So knowing that and feeling the products, I'm like, okay, this is a really nice, very high-end experience product. And speaking of high ends, I have another product from Mer on this list. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. This is Mer The Concentrate. And the reason this is on the list is because to me, this approaches a barrier serum from a very different perspective. It's actually very silicone heavy. I think people neglect to remember, or maybe even understand, silicones, dimethicones function as really good occlusives. And what I like about this is that this feels like a silicone gel almost. So you don't have that like heavy like primer feel, but this does prep the skin real good for makeup. And this also functions to help soothe the skin as well. On top of their miracle broth, this does feature cholesterol, linoleic acid, and other soothing ingredients. So to me, it's more so just the texture and feel of it's really luxe, the formulation perspective of it. Mer has very interesting formulations, everything considered. Like I see everyone going to like a very clean perspective. I see a lot of brands avoiding certain ingredients, and Mer doesn't. They use a lot of silicones. I think some of their products actually have parabens in them, and I see that and I'm like, that's so interesting for such a luxe brand, but to a certain extent, like a highly esteemed brand. I don't know, it's my perspective. But that's why it's on this list. It feels really nice. It's a very interesting user experience. That's just because from a formulation perspective, they approach this in a different way to me. Now moving on to AHA specific products. This was an interesting category this year. I noticed a couple key trends here, getting into it. Starting off with a product from Olay. This was another hot launch this year. A lot of us Slycom creators got asked to do ads for this, so do know I did do an ad for this. But this was really interesting from Olay. This is their Super Serum. Super Serum because it features basically a bunch of actives into one daily use serum. It features AHAs, vitamin C, vitamin E, collagen peptides, and niacinamide. The tea behind the niacinamide is it is a pH optimized niacinamide. I think they went with a lower pH to really boost the benefits you'd get from that niacinamide. There are some studies showcasing increased efficacy of a lower pH niacinamide. Generally, niacinamides, I think, formulated around a pH of 4 to 5, not mistaken. But then you have thioethylscorbic acid, I believe it's lactic acid in this, and then collagen peptides help to hydrate. So you're getting very gentle exfoliation, you're getting antioxidant benefits, you're getting hydration benefits out of this. And also it's a really cute, like iridescent, like purple color to it when it's in the serum bottle, but on your skin it completely disappears. So it was really nice. I didn't find this sensitize me at all. You know I love a daily use serum. This I burned through pretty quickly, and I actually really want to get another one. I just wish it was a bigger bottle, or I could get more product out of the dropper, because I really love to use a lot of this. But overall, I also enjoyed that it didn't sensitize my skin as well. When I said I noticed a few trends in AHAs, one of those trends I noticed that a few brands really followed this year was launching AHA focused products with a simultaneous marketing around soothing ingredients. One I have from Herbivore, which y'all know I love Herbivore. This is their Milky Way. It features 10% AHA plus oat extract. Full inky on this, or more ingredient highlights in this. It has lactic, glycolic, and PHAs. So you have AHA and PHA for like more gentle exfoliation. This also features phytosphingosine, which is an ingredient that it can help soothe the skin, but also has a specific impact on the microbiome of the skin that is beneficial for blemish prone skin. It also has oat extract, ceramides, and as well as tremella extract, mushroom extract, so it's hydrating. The reason I wanted to highlight this is that it's a really gentle AHA option. It has a lower percentage of the actual AHAs itself, 10%, and I believe that's a mixture of, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's some combination of, again, glycolic and lactic acid. My husband loves this, and he has very sensitive skin, and he's like, I can use this on a very regular basis and not feel irritation from it. So if you're looking for a more gentle AHA focused product, this is one you could consider. On the other end of that, Beekman 1802 launched their Rapid Resurfacing Milk Facial, and the tea behind this, it was actually really cute. It was kind of gimmicky, but I love a gimmick. This features potato pulp extract. So the marketing behind this was launched in collaboration with Mrs. Potato Head. PR package itself actually featured a little Miss Potato Head. Inky wise, this features 15% glycolic acid, 10% lactic acid plus PHA combo, so that 10% both of those, as well as the potato pulp and goat's milk. The potato pulp to help in some way with brightening benefits, but more so it lends itself to a couple of vitamin benefits. I believe it's vitamin C and vitamin D. And then the goat's milk. Goat's milk is a really interesting ingredient. It's very nourishing to the skin, but also in itself is full of a lot of different like vitamins and minerals. It helps to soothe the skin. This is spicy. I'm not gonna front with you. This just does tingle just a slight bit, so I'm not gonna say this is the best for the utmost of sensitive skin, but formulation wise, I liked the formulation perspective behind this. The potato pulp itself, there is benefits you can get from that, and I also just love the gimmick behind it. But I did notice, I think a couple other serums I have here did feature that ingredient this year as well. But yeah, you have a higher percentage of that glycolic acid, so that's why it's a little bit more spicy. You have ingredients to help nourish a little bit more and help give a more soothing benefit, and I love a good exfoliant. But for me, considering the higher percentage of glycolic acid and the fact that I didn't burn the absolute crap out of my skin and I could use this more regularly, I did like this one. And then a new launch from Sephora. This is a brand called LionPose. Full disclosure, I did go to the LionPose event in LA, and I got to meet one of the investors, Mindy Kaling. That was pretty fun. So the tea behind the brand is that the two derms that own it are South Asian, and then the consulting derm, she's a black derm, and all of them went to Harvard, or Harvard trained. And the main focus was they wanted to essentially launch a brand where a lot of the clinical results and testing were done specifically on more melanated skin, skin of color. And so this is the first launch from LionPose. It's their Unspotted 4X, and this features lactic, glycolic, azelaic, and tranexamic acids to help essentially resurface the skin, help to target pigmentation related skin concerns, as well as glutathione, antioxidants, centella, and niacinamide to help soothe, bring down the look of redness, and help to support skin moisturization. This is a little bit spicy as well, but this does feel really nice to me. There's a luxe user experience behind this. The actual texture of the serum is really nice, but also the packaging. Look at this packaging. This is really cute packaging. But yeah, this is a really cool launch from Sephora. I like to see that Sephora is really investing a lot more in POC owned brands, and in that, those are brands specifically ensuring that their products can work effectively, or like they're tested. That's a big thing, is especially in the world of skin disorders, skin conditions, and dermatology, not a lot of studies or research is done on skin of color. That's a big hole that exists in the world of skincare, skin research. So I like to see the fact that Sephora itself is like, we would like to invest more into these kind of brands. I really like this product. I'm really excited to see what else they kind of come along with. One thing I will say is that, as with all brands, there's always a push of really effective ingredients, but also some like gimmicky ingredients. Tranexamic acid to me is one I'm like, that's interesting. I also don't know the percentage of azelaic acid in here. I don't think it's 10%. So to me, I'm wondering the specific benefits you might be getting from that. But really, this is, in my opinion, an AHA focused serum. Therefore, that's why it's here. Next, we're on to antioxidants, a personal favorite of mine. I just like antioxidants. I don't know why. It's like my skin's cup of orange juice in the morning. I'm from Florida. Love some good orange juice. Starting off with the Beauty of Joseon Vitamin C. This is their Light On Serum, Centella plus Vitamin C. I love this. This was, I think I emptied already one of this. I'm on my way to emptying a second one. This is the hot product this summer. This is a niacinamide-free vitamin C serum. This features 3-O-ethylscorbic acid, so a vitamin C derivative essentially, but one that I really like to see. This features citrus unshu, which is a citrus extract that actually is I mean, fairly good at targeting some pigmentation related skin concerns. You have adenosine, panthenol, bisabolol, beta-glucan. You have something called amber cork tree bark extract, which is a nice extract if you're blemish prone. And this is also alcohol and fragrance free. This is a nice lightweight gel. This melts into the skin. It's very hydrating. A lot of these ingredients, the panthenol, bisabolol, beta-glucan, really nice for soothing and conditioning the skin. But this was like a really lightweight gel serum. So I use this a lot during the summer because it kind of treads the line between it's hydrating, but it gives the lightest little bit of skin moisturization. No sensitivity with this at all. Again, 10% of that vitamin C in there. So overall, I think this is a really good option if you're looking for a really effective vitamin C and also love Korean skincare. I am biased towards Beauty of Joseon. We all know that. That's my fam right there. I did launch my sun stick with them. But overall, I'm biased. I do think this is a really nice vitamin C product. Another hot launch this year. This is from Jordan Samuel. This is their antioxidant treatment emulsion. I like their other antioxidant serum a lot. It had more of an emollient texture to it. This is an emulsion. An emulsion, basically think of it as a lightweight moisturizer. I asked Jordan himself, like, what was the perspective behind building this? And he was like, an antioxidant rich serum that featured potent antioxidants that was not vitamin C based, because I think he's sensitive to vitamin C. This does feature niacinamide, fermented brown rice extract, as well as resveratrol and astaxanthin. Resveratrol and astaxanthin are really, really good potent antioxidants. You have that niacinamide in there as well, which does a lot for the skin, but it's also a good antioxidant. And then there's a couple extra things in there. There's something called L22 in here, as well as a specific peptide to help to soothe the skin, help to support skin barrier function, as well as another hibiscus extract that is also an antioxidant. Part of it was Jordan was like, I want these things, and part of it was his chemist was like, can I also add these things, please? So it's just a nice moisturizing antioxidant focused product. Jordan Samuel's an esthetician, and therefore when he develops his products, it's with an esthetician's mindset in mind. So I think this is really elegant, very, very luxe feeling, and this preps the skin really well for makeup as well. I like to put this underneath sunscreen, and it's really nice right now during the winter. It's very, very cold. It's very, very harsh, very windy. So this helps to like keep my skin very nourished. From Vegreen, this is their vitamin C 20% Ampoule. So the tea behind this is that it has two versions of vitamin C. You got 14% ascorbic acid as well as 6% 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid. It's a water-free formula, so it uses propanediol as a solvent. So it's working to stabilize the ascorbic acid more. So this is if you want an ascorbic acid specific serum. I like that as a vitamin C serum, it just has a little bit more emolliency to it. So it's going to be a little bit more nourishing for skin. I think this is a good option if you have more normal to combination skin. You get the ascorbic acid benefit, but in a formula that gets just get a little bit of an emolliency, a little bit more of a, I don't want to say moisturizing finish, but it definitely gives you a good glow. It's like if an oil was a little bit more light. And then this technically should have gone in my last video. This is a new launch from Glow Recipe, and this is in here because it A, launched already, but B, it's an antioxidant focused product. This is their Cloudberry Bright Essence Toner. Full disclosure, I did do an ad for this, but actually Sephora themselves sent me this, I think back in September or October. So I'm using this for a second now, and I think this is very interesting. This is also for those who want an antioxidant product but don't want ascorbic acid or really like a direct form of vitamin C. This features Cloudberry, which is a Scandinavian berry that is in itself rich in vitamin C but also vitamin E, and it is basically evolved to adapt to a really, really cold, harsh climate. We're talking like Norway, Finland. But this does also feature CoQ10, which is an oil-soluble antioxidant that is very, very potent. I like the CoQ10 feature. I feel like very few brands really focus on that. I think the other brand that I've seen really do that is Stratia. And I like that this is a very watery texture. This is technically an essence toner. It's very watery. It feels like straight hydration on the face, but it's a lot of antioxidant benefits in this. So to me, I just love the user experience, to finish the texture. Great for oily, acne-prone skin, and I think this will be really hot for summer. I'm so sad I got this like so close to fall, but I think this will be a banger for summertime. Next, we're getting on to Blemish focused serums. This isn't exactly BHA focused. There's a few different products in here. First one I got is from Nineless. This is their 10% azelaic acid serum. I just think it's really cool. A Korean brand is launching an azelaic acid focused product. You got 10% of that in there. You also got niacinamide. You got a little bit of snail mucin. You have centella plus some of its derivatives, as well as panthenol. And so it's a really hydrating serum that has the azelaic acid kick. Azelaic acid is great if you're targeting, again, blemishes, maybe some redness on the face. It can help in pigmentation. This is the kind of ingredient you utilize in a full routine targeting pigmentation, but I love seeing Korean brands target active focused products because at the end of the day, it's always going to be prioritizing nourishing, hydrating, and soothing. This is very that. If you've seen a lot of my favorites videos this year, which I'll be honest, it's been like 2 or 3. I've really been loving sulfur. I've always loved sulfur. That's actually not a secret, but a couple brands have launched some really great sulfur products. This first one I'm gonna just do first because I don't actually know if it's still available, but it's a favorite. From Soft Services, this is their Clearing Clay. This is a multi-purpose sulfur-based product. You got 10% sulfur in here. You have 1% zinc PCA. You also have bentonite and kaolin clay, tea tree oil, salicylic acid, and licorice extract. And they say this is like a multi-use product. You can use it while you're in the shower as kind of like a rinse off spot treatment. You can use it as an actual spot treatment. You can use it as a mask. You can use it as a leave-on. And I mean, in the shower, to me, I've used it. It's not like a lathery product, so it's a little bit weird to use in the shower, but I do love to use this as a mask and a spot treatment. So she's a little spicy, but especially if you're targeting large areas of blemish prone skin or as a preventative treatment, she's really good. And that's why I wonder, why can't I find it on the website anymore? I hope they did not discontinue it. I don't know what's going on with that. But if you're looking for a sulfur product and you have more sensitive skin, from Murad, this is a new launch from them. It's the Rapid Relief Acne Sulfur Mask. And this has 5% sulfur in there, so a lower percentage. Sulfur is an ingredient you can use very regularly. It plays really well with other acne targeting ingredients. A better option for sensitive skin as well if benzoyl peroxide is too strong for you. But on top of that, you do have a little bit of salicylic acid in here, a lower percentage. You have licorice extract, bisabolol, ginger, allantoin to help soothe. You have urea, zinc oxide, which not the sunscreen zinc oxide. There's different grades of zinc oxide. This is the kind that is more of an astringent that can help soothe the skin. So when not the sunscreen grade, which is just a matter of size of the particles and coating, actually a really good ingredient for acne prone skin. And all those just kind of help to soothe the skin. I will say though, this is one of those masks that it dries down. So if you leave it on for too long, your skin does feel very tight. So just note that. So it's nice to have another sulfur focused option at Sephora now. And then the last one is a really interesting launch this year from Glow Recipe. This is their Strawberry BHA Pore Smoothing Blur Drops. This is a multi-purpose product that technically functions more as a primer. And the main focus behind this is you have ingredients in here that are going to help to target the appearance of pores. You have a low percentage of salicylic acid in there to target, again, blemish prone skin, oily skin, pores. Then you have tapioca and rice starch and some other functional fillers that help control shine and help to absorb oil. And so as a primer and as a skincare kind of focused product, it's going to make your skin just look a lot more smooth and help to target the size of pores if that's something that is a concern of yours. But what I think is really interesting is that, especially if you used a little bit, that's a key word, a little bit goes a long way with this, a little bit in your skin prep, a little bit as a primer on top of sunscreen, and you can actually go on top of your makeup with this. This dries down matte, so I can take a little bit on a little sponge, tap, and then it sets down. You're gonna be matte. This kept my skin matte for 12 hours, and this is me like going out, hanging out with friends, getting drinks. Very gagged by that. A really great launch from Glow Recipe, and I don't think this got the hype it should have this year. Do know I did do an ad for this as well though. Onto the brightening category, I only got one product in here, and this is the L'Oreal Bright Reveal. This is technically a 12% niacinamide focused serum, but there are some really interesting ingredient callouts in this, and I will actually say before I even get into this, I think this is a very well conceptualized / formulated brightening product because this features a lot of ingredients that approaches fading the appearance of pigmentation from a lot of different angles, which is actually a really important thing to consider when you are launching a brightening serum. This features, again, 12% niacinamide. You got ferulic acid, which is a great antioxidant. So those two already, antioxidant serum. You also have an ingredient, I don't know how to pronounce this. I have it here on screen. It looks like it's pronounced heaps or heepies, hippies. I don't know. Another antioxidant that has a few more skin benefits to it. I believe one of them is also brightening as well. You have phenylethyl resorcinol, which is also called Simwhites. That's the trade name, which is also a tyrosinase inhibitor, aka great for pigmentation. And then you have some functional fillers in here, which actually help with the cosmetic effect of improving the overall complexion evenness, making your skin look a little bit more brighter, basically by in some way manipulating light as well, which is really interesting. But I do like to see that in a skincare product because on top of the skincare benefits you're getting from topically applying it, there is that surface level cosmetic benefit as well of your skin just looks so much more bright. So affordable-ish option. L'Oreal's not as cheap as it used to be back in the day. I think it's like $30 or $40 maybe, but overall a good drugstore option for targeting pigmentation. Now getting on to the second to last category. I promise we're almost done. This is the hydrating serums, and I love a hydrating serum, but I'm very particular about the texture. If you watch my toner video, you know I like my hydrating products to feel a certain type of way on the skin. I love a kind of syrupy but really elegant gelish kind of texture. So these kind of fall under that category. The first one is an affordable option. This is from Trader Joe's. This is their Hyaluronic Moisture Boost Serum. This literally has 5 ingredients on here. 2 of them are preservatives. And this is a very simple hydrating serum. It feels so nice on the skin though. This looks beautiful. This also costs like probably $4 or $5 at Trader Joe's. And the issue is you have to be right next to a Trader Joe's to get it. But for the price point, this is amazing. This rivals the experience of like very high-end hyaluronic acid serums. Go ahead and grab this if you've never tried it yet. I was very shocked when I bought it, and Loved it. In a similar vein, if you want to get a Korean product that kind of lives in that same world, from Torden, this is their Balanced Full Serum. They sent this to me in PR along with the moisturizer, and I was like, no, I'll try it out. Really great launch. This is a really nice texture, really nice finish. More so if you got blemish prone skin, if you're oily and blemish prone, because this features multi-molecular weights of hyaluronic acid. So you're getting that hydration at different levels. You have centella plus derivatives to soothe. You also have an ingredient called capryloyl salicylic acid, which is essentially a derivative of salicylic acid that works really well still, but it's a little bit more gentle. It's also called LHAs, if you've ever seen that before. Panthenol, licorice extract, and allantoin again help to soothe the skin, condition the skin, give a little bit more hydration as well. So a very multi-purpose product, especially great for oily, blemish prone skin. Great sensory on this though. It just feels so nice on the skin. From Glow Recipe, this is their pomegranate peptide firming serum. Again, I did do an add-on. I love Glow Recipe, and they always come back to me. I'm like low-key their ambassador. I'm a little bit biased, but I do love the brand. I've always loved the brand from when I first worked at Sephora and they were launching at Sephora at the same time. So I'm a day one kind of girl. But this is really interesting because it is a peptide serum. It features polypeptides as well as copper peptide, which copper peptide, here's the tea. We're going to be like very transparent. When it comes to peptide products, obviously the big thing around them is anti-aging. They're really focusing on, you know, boosting collagen and supporting and strengthening the extracellular matrix. If you're not aware, extracellular matrix basically means collagen, elastin, all that stuff that's like in the dermis. I'm young. This skin, she's smooth, she's bouncy still. So I can never speak to that, and I never like to. What I will say is that a lot of these peptides help to hydrate first and foremost. That's why it's in this category of product. But copper peptide is also a good antioxidant. So I like to see that in some products as well. Therefore, I think it's good for, I mean, if you're focusing on aging, maybe this is a good product to have, but also as a preventative measure, supporting the extracellular matrix, having those antioxidant benefits. This kind of approaches that from all angles. So it's a nice preventative aging product as well. But on top of that, this does feature pomegranate extract, seed oil, and enzyme. So the enzyme is pomegranate enzyme. It helps to exfoliate lightly. That seed oil and the extract really nourishing, conditioning to the skin. And then you also have hyaluronic acid. So it's just a nice hydrating product that features some extra benefits to it. I can't speak to the anti-aging benefits but I think it's a really nice, well-rounded product. One product I don't have right now, I don't know where it is. I had like a couple of bottles of this from Peach and Lily, their Copper Peptide Pro Firming Serum. I actually got to go to the launch event in LA when this came out, and I was like, copper peptides, what's the Tigas again? I don't focus a lot on peptides, I'm gonna be honest. That's when I found out copper peptides are a really interesting ingredient category. You get a lot of benefits from them. I'm really looking at the antioxidant benefits you get from that. But the serum itself, very interesting in that it's very watery, it's very hydrating. Again, peptides are really good at hydrating the skin. But the ingredients list of this is long. That's because I think they took every peptide possible and just put it into that. You have peptides for pretty much everything. When it comes to looking at that, I'm like, okay, I see the copper peptide. Obviously, it's what's giving it the blue tint. It's the star ingredient from the name. You have a brightening peptide because peptides are not just focused on, again, collagen, elastin. You have peptides that can do a lot of things. So that's the tetrapeptide 30 in there that helps to brighten. You have amino acids to hydrate, sodium PCA, that's a natural moisturizing factor, turmeric extract, multi-molecular weight hyaluronic acid, and then you have chicory, which you get some vitamin D benefits, but it's also good at supporting barrier function. So again, really good hydrating serum. You have some nice soothing ingredients in there. You have a good antioxidant kick out of that as well. I just liked that it was really watery. I used that during the height of summer. Again, I was in LA, I was in Palm Springs, it was hot Vegas, it was very, very hot, very, very dry. So I like the fact that I could really layer this up and build up that hydration in very, very thin layers. And then last one, I haven't talked a lot about this brand on my channel, I don't think, from Rhode, their glazing fluid. This is cute. She's really, really cute. What's interesting though is that they really highlight this as a peptide glazing fluid. There's one peptide in there, just one. This does feature niacinamide, so note that. This does feature acetohexapeptide 8, that's the main peptide in this. And then you have marula seed oil. I think where I'm most gagged at this is that this feels like the most lightweight gel moisturizer you could ever imagine. That's to me where it shines. That seed oil and niacinamide support skin moisturization. That peptide's in there. Again, to me to hydrate. This just does feel really nice, and it gives you that, you know, that glazed donut thing they really are big about. That's the product that gives you that. It is so gorgeous on the skin. It gives you that glass skin glow. So that's to me why it's so cute. The products to me aren't necessarily like revolutionary, but I think they're really interesting approaches to skincare, especially from a celebrity brand. Don't sleep on Rhode. I had a lot of people ask about their toning milk. She's cute. I just haven't used it enough to really speak to it, but I think Rhode is a very interesting brand. don't sleep on her. And last category, I promise, retinoids. When it comes to retinoids, I've really been relying on my favorites. For a while this year, I did use my Tret Azelaic combo from Apostrophe, and then I kind of ran out, so I had to like use other products, and then my skin got weird. It's a very weird summer. So, I mean, I have my favorites. The Beauty of Joseon Retinol is great if you are an intro to retinoids and you're looking to try something new. Very, very gentle. Naturium have their 0.05 and the 0.1%. Great drugstore versions. What I got here is not so drugstore. The first one I got is Medicate. Finally got my hands on Medicate this year, and I get the hype. I really do get the hype behind these. What I love about Medicate is the fact that you have a spectrum of strengths. They have from 0.01 up until 0.1, depending on where you are in your retinoid journey. You can really tailor your strength to what you need. Ingredient callouts for these is that, again, it's encapsulated retinol, along with a vitamin C, you have vitamin E, you have hyaluronic acid. Then you also have, so if you've used these before, you know, but there's a scent to these. And that's a result of, they have a honeysuckle extract, you have coumarin, vanilla, and tonka. And that lends itself to a specific scent. And it smells, I'm gonna be honest, it smells yummy. My friend Capricornium Skin, he did a review of this and he was like, that smell was too strong. I did not like it. No, to me, this smells yummy. And when I get into bed, my husband's like, you smell so sweet and so delicious. So if you love a scented product, this smells so good, so sweet. I really do get that honey, whatever, and that tonka really comes out strong too. So I love the scent of this. I will say though, I accidentally used the 0.1% for the first time. And I guess I didn't skin prep properly or what, but it burned my eyes. When I say burn my eyes, I mean like for a few days afterwards, my eyelids were like really red and very tender. So these are spicy if you don't use the right strength. But by the third use of that one, I was fine. Another launch this year from SkinFix. This is their Adapanoid gel. There was talk about this, and disclosure, I did do an ad on this. But coming from a chemist perspective, I will say it's interesting to always see ingredient alternatives to obviously things like retinoids, which are so loved, so used, so researched, so esteemed. Adapanoid itself is an active, that's a trade name, I forgot the supplier, but basically it's a precursor to adapalene. And so basically through a conversion enzymatically in the skin, it becomes adapalene. We know adapalene as a retinoid is a really good specific option for acne prone skin. So seeing this, I really thought it was interesting. The texture of it is really, really nice. A hydrating gel texture, other ingredient callouts. This does have niacinamide, prickly pear, and tripeptide 1. It's hydrating, it's soothing, and it helps to support skin moisturization. It's a more gentle option is the real tea behind it. And in terms of adapanoid, again, it's newer ingredients, as transparent as possible. Obviously, it's not going to have the same level of research as adapalene itself, but I'm always looking at what's new, what's interesting, what's happening, what ingredients are brands utilizing, or especially going to cosmetic conventions. I'm like, what ingredients are these suppliers coming out with? When I went to In Cosmetics this last year in Barcelona, the big thing was retinol alternatives, retinoid alternatives, especially natural ones. But most of them were like, oh, here's an extract that has some of the same benefits that you can get from retinol, whereas this directly is a precursor to adapalene, a known retinoid. That was my like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, those are my favorite serums, treatment-based products of the year thus far. Let me know down below in the comments section. Have you used any of these? What your thoughts on them are, or what were some of your serum favorites of the year? Again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell to know when my other best of 2023 skincare videos come out. Again, we've done cleansers, we've done toners, serums, essences. Next, we still got moisturizers and sunscreen. So hit the notification bell to know when those go live. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.